Welcome to video 3 in the Crowd Mountain series. As always, Michelle McPherson here to give you a ton of actionable information and a little bit of inspiration. This stuff isn't rocket science, you just need a guide to help you along the way. But before we move into today's content, I first want to thank everyone who's been a part of this. We even passed up the IRS on tax day on Alexa's hot URLs. But maybe that's not saying much, right? Getting a leg up on your marketing system's a lot funner than messing around with your tax returns. As of today, you guys have left over 1,100 glowing comments on the videos. 35,000 folks have downloaded the Rank Decoding Engine, and overall there's been 69,000 views of the videos that I've released for you. What's even cooler is that my stats show me that most people are actually watching the videos all the way through, spending an average of 8 and 10 minutes on each video. This means that you're actually watching and learning, not just downloading a freebie and letting it sit on your hard drive. And that means that you guys are the real deal. Folks are willing to put in a little bit of time to make this really happen for you. So let's jump right into today's little mini lesson. In the second video, among other things, I promised that today we'd talk about monetization, and we're going to do that. But before we jump into it, I want to make sure that you have your objectives clear. I've got a lot of ground to cover here, and I am going to go quickly. So just like before, remember that you can pause to take notes and even re-watch the video. So in that second video, I spent a lot of time talking about how having a system is what makes your internet marketing career go from making a few bucks off a single random website into having a real business. Now, don't freak out because I'm not going to ask you to start wearing suits to the office or something like that. What I mean by a real business is a systemized, repeatable system where you know exactly what brings in your income, and if you want or need more income, you just plug the system in and let it do its work. So you've got a website, preferably several, and they're getting traffic for their main keywords. If you're not sure how to drive traffic or you need a boost in your ranking, check back on videos number 1 and number 2. And every day you've got site visitors who come through and they click your ads, or maybe they buy an affiliate product that you offer. But how do we make the leap from these one-off random sales to continued, predictable, and controllable income? We get folks to join our email list. I know you've heard that one before, but the truth is that while everyone tells you that you should build a list, if you've ever slapped up an opt-in form on one of your niche sites, you know that people don't exactly break down your door trying to join your email list. And I'm sure that you've been told before that to get people to join your list, you offer them an incentive like a 7-day e-course, a PDF download, or an exclusive subscriber-only video. And if you've tried those things, I'm guessing that you were a bit disappointed by your numbers. Too few subscribers taking too long to get on your list. No, I'm not going to suggest the 7-day e-course or the PDF or the video, because there is a better way. It's a way that works so well that you can literally double your opt-in numbers with very little effort, and that's software. Now stay with me. I can see your brain activity graph charts just going crazy with thoughts like, I don't know how to make software, I can't afford to hire a programmer, I don't even have an idea of what I'd make software about. Okay, just chillax. It'll be okay. This isn't going to be complicated, and I'm going to walk you through every step of the way. So using software as your incentive to get people to join your email list has a bunch of benefits. Firstly, software is seen as having a higher value than a PDF, a video, or an email course. It's something that folks can download to their hard drives and kind of digitally hold. There's a sense of ownership there. And that invokes the law of reciprocation, where you gave your subscribers something that they value highly, and therefore they actually like you. And when they like you, they're more likely to read the follow-up messages that you send and take your recommendations of products and services to heart. And when they're doing that, that means that you make more money from the same subscribers. But you won't have to, because when you offer a software over one of those old-fashioned incentives, you'll actually get more subscribers for the reasons I just mentioned. This method is one that I use myself day in and day out to squeeze every possible subscriber out of my site's visitors. In fact, I've even used this tactic during video 1 of this launch, and I'll explain more about that in a second. Wait, you didn't know that this was a launch? I guess I let that cat out of the bag a little prematurely, huh? Now, seriously, you know that there's a product associated with all this stuff that I'm giving away, and I'll tell you more about that later. But right now, I want you to absorb every ounce of info I'm giving you here and put it to use in your business. So here's the overview of your software giveaway empire. All right, see below this video, there's 2 little boxes to download your own software making machine. one for Mac and one for PC users. You're going to click the one you need to download it, save it to your desktop, unzip it, and then run it. And when you do, you'll see a window with a bunch of code in it, just like this. No, I'm kidding. I told you that I'd make this simple. There's no code, I promise. It actually looks like this. There are just 3 fields to fill out, and you could fill out 3 fields, right? What'll happen is that when your site visitor uses the software you give them, the software will simply open a web address. So in these boxes, you're going to put the web address of the content that you promised them. Let's say that you've got a site on raw foods and you tell your site visitors that the software they're getting when they join your email list is your personally compiled multimedia encyclopedia of raw foods. You'll just put together a few pages on your website with that kind of content on it. For example, my encyclopedia of raw foods might include a list of raw foods like this one. It might include some YouTube videos of folks talking about a raw food diet, and it might also include some royalty-free images from sxc.hu of some fabulous fruits and veggies to spice things up a bit visually for your visitors. Now, if you're already offering a 7-day e-course or a PDF download kind of incentive, just take what you've already got and put it on a web page. You want to make sure that it looks nice and professional, and don't link to this content from anywhere else on your site. It should be exclusive to folks who download your software. You can even go as far as using a plugin called Robots Meta that'll let you set certain posts and pages as no index. That means that the search engines aren't supposed to list those pages in the search results pages, ensuring that only folks who download your software get access to that exclusive content. I'll give you another example of how I use this concept right here on this very site. Here is the Rank Decoding Engine as a web page. It's a custom script that I imagineered and had built, and as you know from video number 1, it does some really cool stuff. So I knew I wanted to give you access to it, but I didn't want it out there in the wild where anyone could get to it without giving me their email address. I mean, after all, I am an internet marketer, right? So I didn't want to make people also go through the hassle of creating a username and password if I put it behind a protected members area for a free sign up, because that's a headache. It leads to lots of lost passwords, frustrated folks, and therefore lots of support tickets. So instead, I just entered in the URL to the Rank Decoding Engine into my browser customizer software. I gave it a title, and poof, I had a piece of software to give you. Now, you definitely know your niche better than I do, but lest you think that this won't work in my niche, let me inspire you with some ideas. There's the multimedia encyclopedia of concept. We saw that in our raw foods example. There's also a straight up image gallery type of product or a video gallery. These would be hand selected by you as an expert in your niche. The Google Custom Search Engine, which you can find at google.com/CSE, search results from that could provide your software users with a comprehensive searchable database of information from sites that you hand selected, like your own. This would work great in a recipes type of niche, but there's tons of possibilities here, so I definitely want you to go to that URL and check it out. You could also make a breaking news kind of app and use the URL as your Google Reader shared items URL to give people the most up-to-date and important information in the marketplace. If you've got a how-to kind of niche, you can give folks a Learn How To 101 type of course within the software. The possibilities are absolutely endless, but I do have one more surprise for you. Remember how our browser customizer software has 3 fields? The first is for a title. That's the name of your software, so it's pretty self-explanatory. The next 2 say first load URL and second load URL. The first load URL will open the first time someone opens the software. The second load URL is the URL that will open the second time someone opens the software, and then every time thereafter. Big deal, eh? No, this is freaking awesome. Why? Because you can offer your software for free right from your site with no opt-in, just a download now button. Then you set the first load URL to a page just like this one, with an opt-in box from your autoresponder company, I like Aweber, and you tell folks that they need to register their software, and as such they'll also be subscribed to your newsletter. The beauty here is that registering software as a concept is pretty much expected. No one's scared. You're not approaching them all salesy and marketer-like. No, now you've positioned yourself as a respectable software vendor, and people expect and even anticipate registering software that they download. And since you're clear up front that they'll also receive your newsletter with industry news, you're absolutely 100% good to go. Now, this simple change of technique by offering a software download rather than coercing